What's happening, Reject Nation? It is DC Fandom 2021 day. Got John with me, got Coy with me. Coy's going to be spending the day with us as we cover whatever we're actually interested in covering out of DC Fandom. Coy is the comic book expert. He is going to outstar us in every single way today, and I am all for it. So make sure you follow him on YouTube and his social medias today. But first thing we're going to kick off with is first look at Black Adam, this long-awaited Dwayne Johnson movie. Are you a fan of Black Adam?
I am, and I think this is the thing that's going to pivot DC into a different realm. We've had this phase 1 of DC, and I think this is going to be phase 2 is going to be largely Shazam 2 and Black Adam based. I think we're going to go mythical and magical forward, and then Batman's going to be our grounded one, but more on that later. But I think this is going to be a zeitgeist shift.
Let's see if he can pull off an anti-hero, or if he's just Dwayne Johnson.
She's out.
This was like an Indiana Jones Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Menace.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Jeez.
I was getting so sucked into that. I was getting so sucked into that.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, yeah, that looks cool.
They said first look.
So first look, it is the first look, and I think the costume looks great, and you're getting a sense of at least like the opening mood tone. I mean, you really got to distinguish this from the actual Shazam movie as much as possible.
It looks more brutal, immediately.
Brutal, darker. I really do want to see how Dwayne Johnson does handle the dialogue. That's because my association with Black Adam, obviously from the Shazam comics and like some video games and shows that I've seen him in and stuff. And I'm like, I actually have a hard time wrapping my head around his performance as Black Adam, and I'm more about like, are you gonna do a voice? I don't think you're gonna do a voice. You know, it's like
growl.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure. He has the look, he has the physique, and this was a really cool tease of the kind of mood it is. Like, darker Shazam movie, essentially. Yeah, in a lot of ways, like where Shazam was inexperienced. Black Adam knows how to do all this already upon awakening, and he's out for, I'm assuming, some kind of vengeance. But, Coy, before you overshadow us, John, wants to take it away.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of what you said. I was really pulled into this when it ended. I was like, no, show me more. And I love the look of this Indiana Jones-esque, more ancient type of maybe even swashbuckling vibe. I mean, there's a lot of ancient history behind Black Adam, and yeah, contrasting from Shazam, that stuff looks really fun and cool. And my biggest wonder is, because Dwayne Johnson makes such a living off of being this likable, charismatic guy, and his persona, his voice, his look is so distinct, how will he sink into the anti-hero or the villainous role? But I'm kind of happy to have that anticipation of like, I'm ready to be wowed by that when the movie comes.
Yeah, but the ensemble of all the other new comic book characters coming in here, like Hawkman, Atom Smasher, like that's all really cool to see. And so this is gonna feel very different. I don't know. I of course have faith in The Rock. I love him. I love the guy. He's like the best leading man out there. But Coy, let's take a break, John.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, first of all, I love the use of the hood, because one of the things that makes him stand out is that billowing hood, and they actually made it feel ominous and intimidating, which I think is going to be one of the things that separates. Like we said, the need to separate from Shazam is the tone, and you've already got a very dark Amblin, borderline R-rated movie in the first Shazam. It's a youthful, dark horror film in many ways, especially the boardroom scene. So how do you make this a more mature version of that while still maintaining that PG-13? I think the way you do that is actually make it dark in a very literal sense. You make Black Adam a darker film, a more Indiana Jones film. So you still have that Amblin 80s tone, but you go a little older, a little more mature. What I'm curious about is it's a film about an anti-hero, and how do you make that something that's interesting? I think what you do is you lean into The Rock being so likable, and you make him do all unlikable things, but you use the audience's subconscious opinion of The Rock to make you like him. So there's nothing that The Rock does that's likable in the beginning, but then you therefore have The Rock be like, oh, I like The Rock. Why do I feel so conflicted about this monster doing these horrible things? Because he's The Rock. So the murder, the darkness, all those things, and then you juxtapose that with basically having a team ensemble in Dr. Fate, in having Hawkman, in these introductions, in Cyclone, and therefore you feel the heroes are more heroic, juxtaposed with The Rock. And I think what they're going to do is make The Rock more like the current run of Justice League, which is Bendis and Marquez. This really... I don't trust him. He's doing good things, but I don't inherently believe he's on our side. And I think it's going to be opening act, don't trust him. Second act, he's a good guy. Third act, betrays us.
Ah, so you're going to think it's going to
loop.
It's going to loop back into him being a villain.
That's what I think.
They're not going to do the Venom route.
No, I think they're going outside. Venom's this way. They're going this way.
Yeah,
Does that all make sense? I think that's how we get. I think that's
because we got to get Zachary Levi versing him at some point.
Starts villainous. Heroes think they've got an ally, and then he betrays them.
Right, especially when Dwayne Johnson is saying like, I was born to play Black Adam. I'm going, all right, were you born to play the comic accurate version, or were you born to play this version that you're playing? You know what I mean?
I mean, the tagline about the hierarchy, the power structure, I think that is the ending. I think he shows his powerful hand, and I think that is why Shazam 2, Black Adam, and everything is going to shift DC into a more mystical, mythical, powerful, magical realm. And then you've got the underdog characters, like you're splitting the universe.
Right. We got a brutal death in here. That was some cool stuff. The effects look great. He's worked with this guy before, right?
I think, on Jungle Cruise.
Oh, God.
The best edited movie I've seen all year.
Did they work with that editor to get this clip
I
assembled?
really hope not.
Clip was great. I love the clip.
Clip was better than all the Jungle Cruise.
I really enjoyed the
Hey,
clip.
man, the shots in this clip lasted more than 2 seconds apiece. I'm fine.
We gotta actually, if we're gonna talk cinematography, I love that first sweeping shot, because if you think about how Shazam looked, it was a lot of really long frames that kind of pulled out, and this doing that like push in, pivot up for whatever reason gives you a more like you lean in instead of like leaning back.
Yeah, no, it's a fascinating thing to look at, especially because everyone's familiar now with the aesthetic that DC has established with the Shazam world, with the Wizard, and then here it's like, oh, but on the opposite end of this, here's like the darker reflection of that. So
the cave felt spooky, this feels haunting.
Yeah,
like, the cave felt like I don't want to go. This is like I got to get out of here.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun regardless. All right, guys, what'd you think about our Black Adam first look? Are you excited for it? Leave your thoughts down below. More importantly, follow Coy when you got the time. Hey, let's do a Mikhail Linden. It might be DC fandom going on right now, but man, you struck our hearts recently. Here's a little backstory for everyone. He has been waiting for No Time to Die to come out forever. The biggest Bond fan I've ever known. Almost every message we ever talked about was about James Bond over the years.
Yes.
And then it comes out, and then he messages me saying, one of the worst Bond movies ever. And I was like, oh man, we were just so flabbergasted. We could not believe, this is before we watched it, and we could not like comprehend like how.
Knowing that you disliked it to that degree really tempered my expectations.
We were just like, what? You?
You disliked it that much?
It was a real moment that John and I had where we both read your message together at the same time when it just popped up at our feed, and I was like, damn, I don't believe it.
No.
So, Mikhail, I'm hoping that the next Bond movie, played by Robert Pattinson, will
26 times the charm,
not disappoint you, man.
No.
But Robert Pattinson dresses up as blackface as a transgender woman. You're gonna love it.